health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start-stop technology, you'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Bank West pregame show, getting set to about 15 minutes or so away from getting our tip-off going and getting you some high school volleyball coverage on this Thursday night. I want to remind you folks that if you're listening tonight live on KGFX, you can download the DRG News app to make your listening experience much more streamlined and much more enjoyable. We often have games across multiple, maybe if not all of our stations going on at once, and that DRG News app will allow you to bounce around from game to game, including tomorrow night. We've got 5 football games coming to you, including Stanley County on the road at Kimball White Lake. I'll be on the call there at KGFX. So get that DRG News app downloaded, and you'll be able to listen to all of our high school football coverage tomorrow night. And, of course, with basketball season right around the corner, we'll have multiple games going on there, too. And so there's no better decision than to download the DRG News app. On the way to your game here tonight, making your way out to Parkview, a lot of Mobridge fans have made the trip, and a good crowd and contingent of Stanley County Buffalo faithful have made it, but the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to slow the drive, arrive alive, you've got someplace to be. It's a Stanley County Lady Buffalo team that is looking to right the ship. They have played well in their last match. They took down Crow Creek in 3 straight sets. It was a competitive first set. 25-21 is where Stanley County took that first set, but then it's when they really kind of took over and created some dominant play, winning set 2, 25-11, and set 3, the put-away set, 25-14. Before that, it was 2 losses to Harriet Selby area, a great volleyball squad that sits at 13-2 on the season. That was on September 23rd. On September 25th, it was a 5-set loss to Gettysburg, a thrilling match. And, you really got to tip your cap to the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes in that match. In set 1, they fell 25-12, but man, did they rally, losing a tough second set, 25-23, but they bounced back with a 25-22 victory in set 3, a close 25-23 victory in set 4, and a 15-10 set 5 loss. So you really have to say there's some good things happening for this Stanley County Lady Buffalo squad after a very tough start to the season in which they lost 6 of their first 7 matches, and you can go even further, and they lost 8 of their opening 9 matches. It was a 5-set loss to Chamberlain, a 4-set loss to Wall, a 3 straight set loss to Bennett County. And when you kind of unpack that, Chamberlain not having the best season, they sit at 3-12. Walls, kind of the same story, sitting at 3-10. Bennett County, on the other hand, that is one tough squad at 15-4. Their first win of the season for Stanley County came against Little Wound in 4 sets. Little Wound sits at 4-8. They would lose to White River, a 10-9 team. They would lose to Phillip, a 4-14 team, and lose to McIntosh, lose to Ipswich, But then they started to find a groove. They got a win against Timberlake. They lost 2 in the row to North Central and Crow Creek. They would win against McLaughlin, lose to Chamberlain, but win against Cheyenne, Eagle Butte. And now they have, won 2 of their last 4 matches and hope for another competitive matchup here tonight against a very stout Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tiger team. Now, for Mobridge-Pollock, they haven't been playing their best volleyball as of late, but they have been playing good opponents. They won their last 2 matches against Cheyenne, Eagle Butte in 3 straight sets and beat Oldham Ramona Rutland in 2 sets at the Pentagon tournament. They would lose to Platte Geddes in that tournament, lose to St. Thomas More. Before that, they lost to Arlington. At the BDC, they lost to Winter. They would beat Chamberlain, but lose to Todd County. So it has kind of been a feeling out process here in the last couple weeks for the Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers, who sit at 9-7. The Stanley County Lady Buffaloes currently sit at 5-12. They look for their 6th win on the season tonight. As we get set to go here, a little over 10 minutes away to go. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll get our keys to success, sponsored by Buff Nation. We'll introduce you to both starting lineups for the Lady Buffaloes and the Lady Tigers. We'll meet our officials, and we'll get this thing underway. You're listening to the Bank West pregame show live on KGFX and DRGnews.com ahead of Stanley County versus Mobridge-Pollock here for some high school volleyball on a Thursday night on KGFX.
There when you need them the most. Bank West insurance agents Sam Kennecke and Angie Taylor are here to make your life easier.
As an independent agency, we're able to customize an insurance plan to fit your individual needs.
We work with dozens of companies to find you the best possible coverage and the best price.
For your insurance needs, contact Sam or Angie at Bank West Insurance and Pier. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Insurance products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, and may go down in value.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports, from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play. Access Health Fort Pierre welcomes new and established patients, offering chronic and acute care for all ages, including evaluations for illness and injuries, immunizations, lab testing, wellness exams, and DOT and sports visits. Same-day appointments are available, and most major insurances are accepted. Good luck this season, athletes, from Access Health Fort Pierre, assuring access to quality health care. Zander Auto Parts, the only locally owned auto parts store in the Fort Pierre area, has been serving Central South Dakota for over 40 years. They're a trusted name when it comes to automotive parts and supplies. Their knowledgeable staff is dedicated to assisting you in finding exactly what you need. Convenience is also a top priority. They're located at 500 Sioux Avenue, Zander Auto Parts. They support area youth in their activities. When you need auto parts or supplies, shop Zander Auto Parts, your auto value parts store.
Stanley County Booster Club thanks Superior Concrete for partnering with them on sponsoring the September Student of the Month program. Stanley County National Honor Society is hosting a blood drive from 12:30 to 5:15 p.m. in the middle school and high school gym Tuesday, October 7th. The welding class is selling cattle panels, and Booster Club thanks you for supporting the SC technical classes. Great things are happening at Stanley County Schools.
At First Dakota, we don't like to brag about ourselves. So when Forbes named us South Dakota's best bank again, we faced a dilemma. Thankfully, we have the state's best customers, so we're happy to brag about them instead. After all, they inspire us every day. The farmers, the business owners, the families. Without them, we'd be just another bank. So thank you to all of our amazing customers. We wouldn't be here without you. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back into the Bank West pregame show. We've got a great team here with us tonight. I'm Justin Coward on the camera. If you're watching live on DRGnews.com at the KGFX station page is Brian Menning. And back in the DRG Media Group studios, keeping us up on air and getting all the bills paid is Miss Haley Hansen. We are less than 8 minutes away from getting this matchup between the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes and the Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers underway. Stanley County looking for their 6th win about midway through the season here, coming up on the final stretch, and the Lady Tigers looking to get into the double-digit area in the win column. They sit at 9-7. So now let's get to our keys to success. Before we do that, let's hear a word from our friends who sponsor our keys to success at Bank West. At Buff Nation.
Buff Nation is proud to support and serve area athletics and the Stanley County Buffaloes this season. Buff Nation never stops giving back, and you can become a valued member today with memberships starting at $30. Membership fees include Buff Nation decals, discounted ticketing to events, free concession stand items, and so much more. If you are interested in becoming a member of Buff Nation, please contact Tate Gabriel at 605-222-5537.
Sorry to all our friends at Buff Nation. This is the Bank West pregame show, and that was your Buff Nation Keys to Success sponsorship. Love the folks over at Buff Nation, and go ahead and get yourself a membership today. A lot of perks that come along with being a member of Buff Nation, and you can be part of that coveted crew here today. So let's talk some keys to success. First, we'll start with the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes. It has been a tough road here for the Lady Buffaloes, but this is a program that is building, that is continuing to try to strive for better and better results, and they're getting that. And a large part of that is thanks to TJ Dragasette and Caitlin Huber, the head coach and assistant coach. One thing that this Lady Buffaloes squad is trying to do, not only at the varsity level, but at the JV level, at the middle school level, and down below, is work on communication. Now, you could hear that when you walked in the building listening to this JV team kind of communicate down on the floor. They're talking about what the opponent team is doing on the other side of the floor. They're constantly communicating, saying set, pass, and kill, coming in, talking about where everybody needs to be. And it's not really turning out in terms of success in wins and losses, but you're starting to see that in some of the sets and matches that they have been playing. You look back at that Gettysburg matchup on the 25th of September, and you kind of saw where that communication is paying off. That is 5 close sets, and especially for another key to success tonight for the Lady Buffaloes is don't give up, don't hang your head. That is something that they have been very successful at over the past couple weeks, and I keep referring back to this Gettysburg match because it was such an intense and such a strong match to take a lot away. And, we often talk to coaches about what they could look for, and it's also, it's easy to take away the victories in a victory. It's about finding the victories in a loss, and there's a lot to be taken away from that Gettysburg loss. You look at the first set of that, you lose 25-12. It would be very easy to just pack up and go home and say, woe is me. But they battled. They came back, even losing a close second set by 2 points, 25-23. Even then, it would have been easy to say, hey, we're going to hang it up. We're not going to be able to come back and win this. But the perseverance shown by the Lady Buffaloes in that match has to be pointed out, because that 25-22 set number 3 could have gone either way, but Stanley County hung tough. They communicated well down on the floor, and then they evened it back up with set number 4, another close one, 25-23. That is the resilience, that is the perseverance that is going to turn a program into a winning program. And you know what they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. So we're going to keep an eye on that communication here tonight. We're going to see how well these girls talk on the floor amongst their teammates, because when you communicate well and you communicate cleanly, you start to see cleaner plays. You start to see cleaner points, and you're starting to see quicker points as well. And this is a Stanley County Lady Buffalo team that is returning a lot of starters and has seen some success. Now, on the Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tiger side of things, they just simply need to play their game. They are led by a head coach in Rose Henderson, who has been really thrilled with what she's seen out of her team. And listen, they have got a lot of seniors returning. This is a very senior-heavy led squad for the Lady Tigers. So this is a lot of girls that have been playing a lot of volleyball together. And it's simply, as Rose Henderson has told me and our Star 99 play-by-play broadcaster, Matthew Chaboni, we've got to just play our game. We know that we are good enough to win in both settings. We've played our game, and it's worked out in victories, so they got to just continue to keep doing what they do best, and we'll get to see that on full display tonight. All right, let's introduce you to our game officials, and before we do that, we'll introduce you to our game officials with our friends at South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection, and what they have to say.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
Well, we know this match will be in good hands today. Two veteran officials, Joey Konofchensky and Daryl Buck, will be keeping things between the lines. A big thanks to South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection for sponsoring our introduction of game officials. But it falls on me to remind you that South Dakota is always looking for more great officials. And if you've ever thought about getting involved, well, now is the time. And I always say it, you're probably tired of hearing it. There's no better place to start officiating than in the state of South Dakota. I have to joke with my dad back home about just how nice everybody is here. I was actually just talking to the Stanley County head basketball coach about that. Everybody here, I mean, you just walk around Walmart, people are going to say hello to you. So it's never a bad time to get involved in officiating. The SDHSAA is always looking for more great officials. So if you ever thought about getting involved, now is a great time. Well, we're getting set for our match to go here. We've got the national anthem coming up. The Stanley County Lady Buffaloes are in their breast cancer awareness pink tonight, looking sharp as ever. And always a great time to flaunt the pink. The Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers in their road orange with their numerals in black outlined in white. They've got Tigers across the back nameplate in outlined in white as well. The Lady Buffaloes are finishing warming up down on the floor, getting a couple extra serves in. Good crowd has made their way out here on a Thursday night. A lot of Stanley County purple in the crowd, but they're going to be dealing with loud fans from Mobridge-Pollock who have made the trip. Good-looking fan section over there for the Lady Tigers. The student section, I can hardly see them. It must be camo night because they've got all their hunting gear on. And, well, if it's as warm up here as it is down there, they might have to shed a few layers because they have gone the full 9 yards. So we've got some hunting beanies, some very thick jackets on for the student section. That is one thing that has blown me away throughout my first year and a half of calling Stanley County sports. The students love following their teams around at home or on the road. The Stanley County fan and student section are going to show out. They're going to show out droves. They need to be loud tonight. This is a good Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers volleyball squad. We're getting set to go here in a moment, so we're going to step away for one final break for the national anthem. When we return, it's time for tip-off here on KGFX between the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes and the Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers.
It's a particular kind of joy when people come together. There's really nothing like it. And isn't it amazing? In that magic moment, how all the distance between us, all the obstacles, just disappear. Wherever, whenever, however. Connecting you to what matters most.
Happy Halloween from Grossenberg Implement. Now's the perfect time to winterize your equipment, check your coolant levels, and make sure that block heater is ready to go. Grossenberg has bulk 50/50 coolant available for farm delivery or in-store pickup, plus storage solutions like 30 and 55-gallon drums, or even 60 to 180-gallon bulk tanks with stands. Keep your shop toasty with their efficient heaters, ranging from 18,000 up to 400,000 BTU. Don't be left out in the cold. Stop by Grossenberg Implement today. Service, parts, and solutions that are anything but scary.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Service Master of Pier is your go-to service experts for a wide variety of cleaning needs. Since 2003, we have developed the most effective methods and products to service virtually every type of industry. We're known for our exceptional carpet and upholstery cleaning, but did you know we also offer cleaning of all types of flooring, along with providing fire and water restoration, commercial cleaning, janitorial services, and construction cleanup. Service Master of Pier is a proud sponsor of TF Riggs Governors and Lady Govs, as well as Stanley County Buffaloes and Lady Buffs activities.
Most people don't think about their furnace until it's not working, but we do. At Pite Service Experts, we are trained to see what others miss airflow restrictions, pressure imbalances, heat exchanger flaws. That's how we catch little issues before they become cold nights and costly repairs. Because keeping your home warm takes more than just a toolbox. Our certified technicians will get your system running at peak condition. Call Pint Service Experts for our special $99 precision tune-up today. Call 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
In Pier, or use our convenient drive-through lane. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
At Avera Orthopedics, we're transforming pain into possibility every day. Whether you're chasing a personal best or simply want to enjoy life to the fullest, our specialized care is designed to help you feel better and stronger. We're here for you. No referral needed. Trust Avera Orthopedics to unlock a world of endless possibilities. Visit avera.org/orthopedics and start your journey from pain to possibility today.
Stanley County Booster Club thanks Superior Concrete for partnering with them on sponsoring the September Student of the Month program. Stanley County National Honor Society is hosting a blood drive from 12:30 to 5:15 p.m. in the middle school and high school gym Tuesday, October 7th. The welding class is selling cattle panels, and Booster Club thanks you for supporting the SC technical classes. Great things are happening at Stanley County Schools.
At First Dakota, we don't like to brag about ourselves. So when Forbes named us South Dakota's best bank again, we faced a dilemma. Thankfully, we have the state's best customers, so we're happy to brag about them instead. After all, they inspire us every day. The farmers, the business owners, the families. Without them, we'd be just another bank. So thank you to all of our amazing customers. We wouldn't be here without you. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
And we welcome you back out of the pregame show, getting set to go moments away. I'm Justin Cowart. We've got Haley Hansen back in the studio as we're getting our starting lineup set. We're going to check and make sure we got everything right. These new pink jerseys look great on the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes, but they don't match up on the roster. So we'll make sure we get all the name right as we are getting set to go here. Starting lineups here for the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes. Looks like Brianna Sargent, Austin Norman, Brecken Hubner, Addie Deal, and Carly Brady, along with Lainey Masteler. But we'll double check on that for the Lady Tigers. Tegan Conal, Blake Thompson, Caitlin Fieldhelm, Pacey Conal, Ellie Chemnitz, Jada Thompson, and Jersey Frederick are all players that we'll be seeing the floor. So we're getting set to go here. You're listening on the radio. The Lady Buffaloes will be attacking from left to right if you were watching at home, but just to give you kind of an idea of where everybody's going. Of course, some currently texting with the athletic director, Keely Braceland, to make sure we got all the names correct, but we're ready to go as it's sent right into the net from the start there by the Lady Buffaloes, and that'll be a service error to start. So the Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers will start with a 1-0 lead as this match is underway. Ellie Chemnitz serving here for the Tigers. Addie Deal is the first touch. Setting up and slamming is Brianna Sargent, and the kill is true. And we're tied up at 1 apiece. Head coach for the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes, TJ Dragosette, building this program as this serve is in for Austin Norman and counted as an ace. Stanley County has taken an early 2-1 lead here in set number 1, best of 5 on this Thursday evening. Norman still on to serve here for the Lady Buffs after the ace. Brecken Hubner with a kill down that's dug out beautifully by Jada Thompson. Swung back across the Lady Buffaloes direction. Hubner with her second kill attempt. That one just a bit long off the back line, and we're tied back up at 2. Daryl Buck is up in the tower net side. Joey Konofchensky out in front of our PA announcer's booth down on the floor. As the serve is sent across by Blake Thompson. Hubner with a kill. That one squeezes by Thompson and fits right into the coffin corner here on the near side. For those of you not familiar with Parkview, we're set up here in the near side corner. Beautiful bird's eye view of this great looking auditorium. All the action from the Lady Buffaloes coming right in our direction. Serve from Hubner is returned nicely by the Lady Tigers and sent right down onto the floor. Hubner went down to try to dig it out. She got it across, but it went out of bounds right in front of the Lady Tiger bench. So we're back tied up at 3 apiece. On to serve here will be Brooke Merkel for the Lady Tigers. Merkel going to serve from right down the middle. Normally you see servers go from maybe the far right side. Merkel choosing the middle. Kill attempt comes across there from Mila Keefe. Diving dig dug out by the team's libero for the Lady Buffaloes. Kill coming through. Diving dig for Addie Deal. This time she couldn't get to it. Perfectly placed there for Mobridge-Pollock. And they have taken a 4-3 lead. About 3/4 of the way through the season there for both volleyball squads. Both teams kind of milling around the middle, and we've got a net violation against Stanley County. And that'll give the Lady Tigers a 2-point lead, 5-3, bringing you scores this evening off our Wegner Auto scoreboard. Merkel still on the serve for the Lady Tigers. Trying to set somebody up in the middle. Swung across by Stanley County. Kill attempts by Pacey Conal. Dug out nicely by the Lady Buffs. Swung back across on the third touch by Austin Norman. Back and forth they go. Another nice kill attempt there from Jersey Frederick. Lady Buffaloes keeping it going. Longest point comes to an end as Addie Deal gets the kill in front of a diving Brooke Merkel. Merkel will check out. Jada Thompson, the senior, coming back in. There's a lot of bright spots on this Lady Buffaloes squad, one of which is Miss Addie Deal, just a sophomore, standing at 5'6". Just a ton of talent that can't be denied. She played a lot as a freshman. As this swing back for Austin Norman is played back the Tigers' direction. Another kill attempt, dug out beautifully by the Lady Buffaloes. And now we've got a little bit of confusion there, but the point is going to be set up 6-4 lead for the Lady Tigers. And give a big shout out to Keely Braceland hustling over to give us the updated new pink jersey roster. Make sure we get all of our names corrected. Oh, that student section getting loud for the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes. This one's going to go down as an ace for Mobridge-Pollock. And we've got our updated roster here. So big thanks to Keely Braceland, the athletic director, for taking care of us here this afternoon. Lady Tigers still on the serve. It's Haley Schlomer. Diving dig pulled out there by Kimber Hansen. And she has been all over the floor tonight, has Miss Hansen. Back and forth. Give a lot of credit to Addie Deal on that attempt. Went down to the floor, got a little bit of a rug burn maybe. It's 8-4 Lady Tigers, but Timber Hansen, the team's libero, has been solid thus far, as is Addie Deal. Schlomer with another serve. The kill is blocked at the net, coming off the hands of Jorea Walker. Pushed back across by Frederick. Over the top and dumped in by Pacey Conal, right in front of a diving Carly Brady. 9-4 Mobridge-Pollock. That's something that Stanley County hopes to avoid here this evening, is these long stretches of points. First touch along the back line by Timber Hansen. Passed across by Carly Brady, Addie Deal's direction. Another kill from Pacey Conald. She's got the hot hand here, and it's 10-4 Lady Tigers. So Haley Schlomer has been living on that back line at the service position. She, too, is going right from the direct middle. Second touch by Brady. Sent across by Addie Deal, but a bit long. And we'll see how long TJ Dragaset wants to let this rally continue. It was 3-3 moments ago. It's now 11-4 Mobridge-Pollock. Swung across by Norman. On the back line is Timber Hansen. Addie Deal climbs the ladder, goes for the kill, but it's blocked by Pacey Conald and Ellie Chemnitz. And there it is. There's the timeout sponsored by AgTegra by Coach Dragaset. Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local AgTegra cooperative today. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 12-4 Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers lead in set number 1 here on KGFX.
At Avera
A
Orthopedic.
livelihood. It's a legacy. Simplot was founded by a hardworking farmer like you over 90 years ago, and we've been growing America's farms for generations. With local crop advisors grounded in your success, Simplot Grower Solutions is in your fields and by your side. We dig in deep to pinpoint what you need, where you need it, when you need it, even when the forecast is unpredictable.
Lead over the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes. TJ Dragaset taking a wise timeout to talk it over with her team. Justin Cowart bringing you all the coverage live. Haley Hansen back in the studios. And Mr. Brian Menning working the camera tonight. Hot afternoon in Fort Pierre as Haley Schlomer continues with the hot hand from service for the Lady Tigers. Swung back across, dug out along that back line there by Timber Hansen. She might have wanted to let that one travel a little bit further, might have gone out along that back line. When she did get her clasped hands on it, it went straight up and hit the basketball hoops that Joey Fisher will be using in just a couple weeks and came straight down. So Hansen a little bit unfortunate on that play, but wanted to err on the side of caution. Meanwhile, Hansen's digging that one out along the back line, doing a nice job. Second touch sent over the direction of Jerea Walker. She swings it across. That one's back into the net by Pacey Conald, and the bleeding stops for Stanley County. 13-5 after that run for the Lady Tigers, and now the deadly Addie Deal coming to the line to serve for Stanley County, hoping to put a little streak together of her own. Right-handed serve by Deal. Passed up forward, sent across on the second touch by Chemnitz. Up top goes Austin Norman, two-handed push back across. Third touch at the net by Jersey Frederick, puts it back in Stanley County territory. Climbing the ladder in the middle is Jerea Walker. Second kill in a row for Jerea Walker. The first one was dug out by Blake Thompson. The second one, nobody could get their hands underneath. Talk about another big piece for this Lady Buffalo squad. That's Jerea Walker. She and Brecken Hubner so important up front at the net. Addie Deal with a service error. It'll make it 14-6. Lady Tigers lead. And Addie Deal will head to the bench. Emerson Forrest, the 5'4 sophomore, will check in. Serving for Mobridge-Pollock is Jersey Frederick. And that'll be a service error, so makes it a 7-point deficit and some home crowd chants coming from the Buffalo student section. On to serve is Walker for Stanley County. She sends it across. 3 touches and back across by the Lady Tigers. And that was put in an awkward position for Carly Brady on the third touch there. She was essentially right underneath the official's tower here on the near side. Would have taken a defying active physics type of play for Carly Brady, but she was in the right spot at the right time. Now the Lady Tigers team libero, Tegan Conald on to serve. Hubner back in the game and showing off her stuff with a kill. Hubner is just so much fun to watch up there in the midst of that net. She sent that kill here to the near side corner. She's really been keying that spot here early on in this match. It'll be something to keep an eye on. And a big point there for Stanley County. It's got it back to a 7-point deficit, 15-8. Mobridge-Pollock still out in front. Kill is touched as it passes by Hubner. Carly Brady again in an awkward position at the net. And that one will not get across on the third touch. And a feel for Carly Brady. She's been in the right spots at the right time, but these passes have been pushing her a little bit too close to the net where she can't get it back over. Just keep putting yourself in the right spots. Good things will happen, Miss Brady. As Ellie Chemnitz sends the serve across, first touched by Emerson Forrest. And again, these passes from Stanley County just a bit off. Terry Dragasset doing a nice job, though, teaching over there from the Stanley County bench. As Chemnitz on her second straight serve will earn what will be another ace as that one pops up into the rafters, rattles around a little bit. Going to change the trajectory for Brecken Hubner. Hubner stands at 6'2", the only 6-footer on the floor for either side here thus far. Dominant force up front. Great teammate, too. From what all of her coaches and teammates have told, Hubner going to get another chance for a kill. Just pops it back over. Second touch by Conal. The kill there from Blake Thompson. Sails way long of the back line. And we got another couple substitutions coming in here for the Lady Buffaloes. Addie Deal will check back in. Danny Kiyukin checks in as well for the Lady Buffaloes. Addie Deal with a nice moment with Emerson Forrest, two sophomores sharing a word. As Austin Norman on to serve. Beautiful serve. Catches Tegan Conal up around the shoulders. She's somehow able to keep it alive and dumped in by Jada Thompson right into no man's land. There's a couple Buffaloes in the area, but give credit to Jada Thompson for finding that pocket of space and dropping it in. And a little shoulder shrug from her after she makes it a 10-point lead for Mobridge-Pollock. Now on to serve is Blake Thompson. First touch, Addie Deal. Passed over to Brady, right back to Deal. Deal with a soft swing across. Played by Conal. Slam coming across from Jersey Frederick. What a dig from Timber Hansen, keeping that point alive. Back to the Tigers. Touched at the line. Tegan Conal down on the ground with a right hand, pops it over. But look at Brecken Hubner in the right place at the right time. She saw Jada Thompson fit one in that spot, and Brecken Hubner says, I've got one for you there. And cuts the deficit back to 9. You can see why I enjoy watching Brecken Hubner play so much. Now she's on the serve. Something that she has worked hard on this offseason. She's along that back line now. You got to think Dragasset would rather have her up front. That's where she tracks up now. Backpedals back as the Tigers put a couple passes together. Swing it across the Lady Buffaloes direction. Jerea Walker with a kill, but just a bit long on that back line. Went about a ball's length too far, but now we've got a net violation against the Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers, so that benefits the Lady Buffaloes. It's 19-11. Stanley County trailing. But again, you can't count this Lady Buffaloes team out, especially after what we saw. As that one goes long for Mobridge-Pollock, that'll be another point for Stanley County. You can never count this Lady Buffaloes team out. That is for sure. Even if they do lose the first set by just more than a few points. That kill attempt is too long for Jersey Frederick. And now after some discussion between the officials, the point was originally awarded to Mobridge-Pollock, but after they sifted it out, they got it correct. It's Stanley County's point. It's 13-19, and a timeout taken by the Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers and Rose Henderson. So we'll take this Agtegra timeout with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Before we do that, we remind you Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. We'll be back in 30 with more Mobridge-Pollock for Stanley County Lady Buffalo Volleyball on KGFX.
At First Dakota,
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
John Hoffman.
I want to give a big thanks to all of our great sponsors for sponsoring Stanley County Lady Buffalo volleyball here tonight on KGFX at Avera Health, Access Health, the Stanley County Booster Club. Also our friends at Zander Auto Parts, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Bauman Lumber, Ferding Electric, and Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. Back to the action. Brecken Huebner with an ace. Out of the Agtegra timeout. That's a great way to start. And don't look now, but the Lady Buffaloes have cut this to a 5-point deficit. Huebner has been on a charge here, 19-14 on our Wegner Auto scoreboard in favor of the Lady Tigers, but Stanley County has found a bit of a rhythm here. Another good serve by Huebner. Pass is setting up Jersey Frederick. Dug out by Deal. Pass by Brady. Swung across by Walker. Frederick again with a kill. Beautiful block at the net by Jerea Walker. And it's a 5-point deficit. Make it 4. 19-15. Lady Tigers still out in front. But like the Lady Tigers had the hot hand earlier in this first set, Brecken Huebner has gained a little steam here. I would say it's incredibly important to win the first set, but Stanley County knows through experience that they're going to battle no matter what. Another good serve. Misdirection touch there by Tegan Conold. And Deal climbing the ladder. Beautiful kill attempt, and that's going to be deflected down to the floor by the Lady Tigers, but it's on their own side, and now they've cut the deficit to 3. Lady Tigers have completely swung the momentum back in their direction. And Huebner with a deep breath, looking to cut this deficit to 2. 16-19, Lady Buffs trail, soft serve across. Harley Brady kind of caught in between, but did a beautiful job of getting it across to the Lady Tigers. Kill attempts too long for Jada Thompson, and it's now a 2-point set. 19-17, Huebner now 2 points away from tying this up. Huebner's first serve is played by Conold. Kill comes across, and it's a beauty there from Bentley Bauer. And they stave off a frantic charge from the Lady Buffaloes to make it 20-17, but that was a critical run there by the Lady Buffaloes, who, all things considered, felt like this first set was slipping away. But they rallied and hung tough. On the serve now is Brooke Merkel. Jerea Walker with the kill, but she caught it off the side of the hand, and we've got a violation against the Lady Tigers. So even on the miss, Jerea Walker earns the point for the Lady Buffaloes. And back on to serve here comes Stanley County. Kiyukin, the junior at 5'6", will serve. Maybe she can get a little bit of a run going here. Swing across, coming from Schlomer, and it's dumped back in. It was dug out nicely there by Kiyukin. Swung it back across, but the Lady Tigers up front were able to dump it back in, get the kill, and move their lead back up to 3. Haley Schlomer with a serve right into the net. So Mobridge-Pollock not doing themselves many favors here in the first set. They got out to a pretty large lead. The great service by Brecken Huebner, rather. And Stanley County right in it. An exciting first set. Coming down to the last couple points. Addie Deal on the serve. Sends it to the back line. Overhead swing by Bentley Bauer. Keeping it alive, Jerea Walker sends it a bit too long on the kill, pats herself on the chest, says that's my bad. 22-19 on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. Stanley County led early in this match. They were leading 3-2. Mobridge-Pollock tied it up. And that's when they started to kind of impose their will. Then Brecken Huebner stepped in. Jersey Frederick on to serve for Mobridge-Pollock, and she handcuffed that back line for Emerson Forrest, and she sent it into the student section on the first touch. Not much Emerson could have done about that with that nasty side spin coming across. So 23-19, Mobridge-Pollock looking to get out of the woods here with a first set win. Great talent on both sides. And an ace at the right time for Jersey Frederick. Just barely crept it over the top of the net. That forward spin had it diving down. And they're now 1 point away from taking a first set victory. 24-19. Frederick serves. Dug out by Hansen. Kill is good. I was looking down at the roster, so it was either Carly Brady or Jorea Walker. Both have been playing great here in this first set. Lady Buffalo libero, Timber Hansen on to serve, trying to put a run together, trailing 24-20. Has to stay on the service if Stanley County's going to come back. What a diving save by Austin Norman to keep it alive, but they're going to say their violation against the Lady Buffaloes, and that will bring our first set to an end. Mobridge-Pollock takes set 1, 25-20, but the Lady Buffs are hanging tough here on KGFX. We'll be back in 3 minutes with set number 2 on KGFX.
Your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Welcome to Bowie Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota-owned, family-owned, Bowie Foods.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Being a part of a community means sharing the history and future of the people all around you. For 115 years, First Fidelity Bank has been doing just that, helping you get the most out of life by providing the services and tools you need, the conveniences and technology you want, and the friendly faces you expect. So you get everything you need right here in the place you call home. Now and for many years to come. First Fidelity Bank.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
Do you have a pest problem?
Of your favorite games and much more. Visit VentureCom with 2 M's, venturecom.net for more information or to pay your bill online.
Set number 2 set to get underway. Lady Tigers for Mobridge-Pollock won set number 1 25-20. However, they had pretty much all control of that set. Bill Brecken-Hubner stepped in, went on a strong surge. Mobridge-Pollock prevailed. Well, everybody, Justin Cowart welcoming into the press box, overlooking a beautiful Stanley County Buffalo floor. Haley Hansen back in the DRG Media Group World Headquarters. Brian Menning on the camera tonight. Mobridge-Pollock will start with the serve. And it'll be sent across by Ellie Kimnitz. Brecken-Hubner with a kill. Dug out by Conod. What a pancake save. Swung back across by Schlomer. Huebner with a two-handed swing. Straight back across to the Lady Buffaloes. Pushed across by Carly Brady. Out in front, kill coming from Thompson, but that's wide of the line, and Stanley County leads in set number 1, 1-0. Mentioned it earlier in the Bank West pregame show. We'll have Stanley County football coverage tomorrow night right here on KGFX as they hit the road and head to Kimball to take on the Kimball White Lake Wildcats. As Carly Brady's serve goes a bit long, that'll be a service error. And it ties us back up at 1. Blake Thompson will now serve for the Lady Tigers. Thompson with the right-handed serve sends it to the back line. Dug out by Forrest. Swung and passed across by Brianna Sargent. Third touch blocked at the net. But Brianna Sargent, Carly Brady went diving. It was a good block there by Sargent. He's trying to do the right things. But the deflection kind of changed the trajectory for Carly Brady. He was headed to one spot. The ball came to another. Soft serve finds the net for Blake Thompson, and we're tied back up at 2. So the Austin Norman on the serve here for the Lady Buffaloes. Norman, another integral piece. Great serve with some side spin. Sends Thompson down to the floor. Kill comes across, but too long for Haley Slomer. Excuse me. So Norman to serve again. That one with a lot more pace and Conal backpedaling. Carly Brady with the return over to Hanson, setting up Deal. Deal with the kill, blocked at the net, saved by Huebner, but we've got a whistle and a net violation against the Lady Buffaloes. So while I get the scoreboard worked out, I believe the score is Mobridge-Pollock leading by 1 point. It says 3-3. We'll keep an eye on that. Brooke Merkel now serving for the Lady Tigers. Timber Hansen had to turn around and swing it back across or over her head. And that kill sends a diving Austin Norman down. She couldn't get to it in time. 4-3 Lady Tigers lead. Talking with Haley Hansen before the match. Talking about building, how warm it is in here. Not going to be wishing this warmth away in a couple weeks, I can tell you that much. Hansen down to 2 knees, digs it out. Huebner swings. Lady Tigers setting up a kill attempt there for Pacey Conal. Played nicely there by the Lady Buffs. Kill from Addie Dale, just a bit long. Tried to kind of softly swing it over the heads of that back line of the Lady Tigers. Had the right idea, just a little bit too much pace on it. Mobridge-Pollock leading 5-3. Merkel with the serve. Addie Deal slides and gets to it. Kill comes across. Beautifully done by Haley Schlomer. She had Brecken Huebner airing out right in front of her. Got it to go off the left tricep of Huebner and down to the floor for the 6th point for the Lady Tigers here, now leading 6-3. Merkel's second serve. Handcuffs Timber Hansen. What a save by Brecken Huebner and Austin Norman, but it goes out of bounds in front of the Lady Tiger bench. That serve caught Hansen on the biceps. Really nothing she could do about that one. So now it's 7-3 Lady Tigers. Merkel sends the serve across to Addie Deal. Set up by Carly Brady, and the kill is true for Deal. Sends it through the outstretched arms of 2 Lady Tigers at the net, and they cut the deficit to 3. So now Huber, who had that strong surge there in the first set, sends her first serve of the second set across. Left-handed touch by Brooke Merkel, Jersey Frederick. Addie Deal with a fearless kill up front, but it's blocked at the net by Haley Schlomer. Sent it right back where it came from. And the lead is back to 4 for Mobridge-Pollock. Haley Schlomer heads to the line. Schlomer just an 8th grader. And it's her serve since Timber Hansen to her left. Dug out. Addie Deal in an awkward position right in front of her own bench. Does all she can to get it across. Does so nicely. Carly Brady with the dig. Hits off the back of the basketball hoop. Sends Timber Hansen back running. And the Lady Buffaloes couldn't save it. It's now 9-4 Mobridge-Pollock. Schlomer's serve into the net for a service error. Buffaloes will take it. So it's Kayukin again to serve for the Lady Buffs, trailing 5-9 here in set number 2. Schlomer with the first touch. Passed up, now swung across by Frederick. Hits into the back line. Plays up for Carly Brady, who gives to Jerea Walker, who softly swings it across. Another kill attempt, this time by Frederick. That's too long. And the Lady Buffaloes are within 3. Kayukin again with the serve. Sends the flagsman scattering out of the way as Tegan Conal got to that one, almost out into the atrium. Addie Deal with a swing. Diving attempt off the net, saved by the Lady Tigers. Jerea Walker with a two-handed push across right where nobody was standing into the near side corner. Beautifully done up front by Jerea Walker. And we'll see who's on the service now for the Lady Buffaloes. It stays with Kayukin. Not sure why. I thought we'd be changing. Kayukin's third straight serve, looking for an ace, dug out by the Lady Tigers. Kill from Frederick into the net, and it's a 1-point deficit for the Lady Buffaloes, 8-9. Bentley Bauer will check in. Right-handed serve by Kayukin is an ace. Donald was able to get contact with it, but it only popped up a few feet into the air. And just like that, we're tied at 9 apiece. That's the resilience we were talking about from this Lady Buffalo squad. Kayukin still on the service. Blocked by Jerea Walker at the net. Beautifully done. And it falls in, and Stanley County is back out in front, 10-9. So you can keep the hot hand going. Looking for an ace. He was trying to find the inside line off to her right, all left, and it just sailed a bit wide, so we're back tied at 10. But a great run there by Danity Kayukin. Gets us back all square at 10 apiece. Jersey Frederick will serve here for the Lady Tigers. Frederick's serve. Played first by Austin Norman. Unfortunately for her, it went up into the rafters, wrapped around off the speakers, and came back down. Nobody could get to it. Hard to play the trajectory off when you have no idea where it's going. Coming off that ceiling. It's now 11-10. Frederick's second serve will sail long. Both Timber Hansen and Brianna Sargent were wise to let that one go. They both kind of looking at each other like, good thing we did that because it was long, and now we're tied back up at 11. Now Emerson Forrest on to serve for Stanley County. And that's a great kill there for Blake Thompson at the net on the third touch. Played it down and with power in Timber Hansen's direction. And the nip and tuck second set continues. 12-11. Lady Tigers leading. And now the libero for the Lady Tigers in Cheek Conal sends a serve across, blocked at the net, touched up and pushed across by Ellie Chemnitz. Austin Norman going for the kill. Diving dig by Blake Thompson. Third touch by Frederick. Too long. Tied at 12 again. Was an exciting first set, but mostly because there was a come-from-behind push by the Lady Buffaloes. This one's exciting because it's just been back and forth from the start. One team takes the lead, the other one answers, and this time it's Brecken Hubner sending it out of play for the Lady Buffaloes. So the Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers back out front by 1, 13-12 on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. Twisting, twirling, and serving in an ace is put in by Brooke Merkel. That was perfectly placed. Couple Lady Buffaloes in the vicinity. But again, just one of those perfectly placed serves that nobody could get to. And another ace. Chemnitz makes it a 3-point lead for the Lady Tigers. That one was deflected off by Brianna Sargent. I got to tell you, the serves here from Chemnitz, she's been just kind of placing them perfectly. Not on that serve, however. That one sails out of play right in front of the Lady Buffalo bench. Makes it a 2-point deficit for Stanley County. Isla Keefe checking back in. Keefe will head to the back line. Keefe, another sophomore, one of those bright spots for the Lady Buffaloes moving forward, but that serve goes long, and it'll be a service error to stretch back out the lead for the Lady Tigers, 16-13. It's a senior-heavy squad here from Mobridge-Pollock. And one of those seniors, Blake Thompson, here on the serve. Sends that one long, and a wise play by Brianna Sargent to let it fly. As it lands out of bounds. Our Wegner Auto scoreboard reads 16-14. Lady Tigers still out in front. Austin Norman on the serve. Still no Agtegra timeouts here in the second set. Hanson trying to set up Addie Deal on the far side. What a diving dig by Tegan Conald with the right hand. Went down to her back. Now Hanson with a nice save along the back line. Swings back across for the Tigers. Pushed across by Schlomer. Hubner trying to dump it in, and it's blocked right back where it came from, up front by Jada Thompson. Tell you what, though, there is no lack of effort coming from either side. You've got bodies flying, loud shrieks of skin going across this hardwood. You can just tell both of these teams want it. 17-14, Lady Tigers. Brooke Merkel now serving from Mobridge-Pollock. Kill comes through for Addie Deal. Fit it right between Ellie Chemnitz and Haley Schlomer up front. Tell you what, Addie Deal only stands at 5'6", but she, coming from a very athletic family, can jump through the roof. So impressive to watch her rise up, and she brings power with that right hand on the kills. Hubner with a serve. Sends Thompson back. Tegan Conald had to run almost to the bathrooms to get that pass, but they get it across. Jerea Walker softly trying to dump it in. Jersey Fredericks sending it back for Conald along the back line. That was helter-skelter from the Lady Tigers, and it's a point for the Buffaloes, and they're within one. 16-17. Hubner again facilitating a comeback for the Lady Buffaloes. She did it in set one, trying to do it here in set two. They trail 16-17. Bentley Bauer will check back in from Mobridge-Pollock. Hubner awaits the whistle. Twirls in the left hand, serves with the right hand. Forward spinning serve finds its way to Conald. Passed up in the direction of Schlomer. Schlomer softly swings it. Buchan with the return. Trying to set up the kill there on the near side for Bentley Bauer. It was perfectly played. Sends a diving Brecken Hubner down to the floor. Couldn't get to it. It's 18-16. The 8th grade Haley Schlomer, not yet in high school, but playing at the high school level, sends the serve across. Beautiful kill by Addie Deal, but what a save by Bentley Bauer. Got it over to Schlomer, who swung it back across, and the point continues on. Conald up to Chemnitz, and we've got a violation, looks like, against Stanley County. So the point will be in favor of the Lady Tigers. They now lead by 3, 19-16. Feel like Stanley County almost has to get the service back at some point here in the next couple points. Don't want to let this get too far away. Trying to rely on Jerea Walker. Beautiful kill sent across, but it was blocked back in kind by Pacey Conal. And they now lead by 4, 20-16 is your score. Maddie Deal returns, and that one's going to drop right in front of Tegan Conal. And we've got our first timeout of this second set. 21-16, Mobridge-Pollock leads on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the continuation of set number 2 on KGFX and streaming on drgnews.com.
At First Dakota,
ants, termites. Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Do you want to join one of the oldest...
Booth, a lot of sports going on this evening across the high school and the professional level. That's playoff baseball going on tonight. If you've got the games recorded and you don't want to know the scores, well, you better hit mute because I'm about to tell you. Tigers beat the Guardians earlier today to advance to the DS. Cubs beat the Padres 3-1. Joey Fisher, big Cubs fan, happy to see that result. Back here on the floor, 21-16. Mobridge-Pollock leading. As another kill dug out beautifully by Carly Brady. That takes a lot of guts to stand in front of that kill. Jerea Walker had to kind of turn and try to swing it backwards over the net. Found its way into said netting and makes it 22-16. But you still got to tip your cap to the save there by Carly Brady. Kennedy Schmeichel with her serve. That one into the net. 17-22, the deficit for Stanley County. Kennedy Kayukin on to serve here. Serve sent across. Pushed the direction of Pacey Conal. That one too long. 2 straight points for Stanley County. Makes it a 4-point deficit. And this is exactly what Stanley County needed. Still 3 points to work with for your opponents. Trying to chip away here in the final couple points. Timber Hansen digs out with the first touch. Passed by Carly Brady. Swung across by Addie Deal. Bentley Bauer returning. Walker with a kill attempt, but it finds its way into the netting. Jerea Walker going to adjust that right knee pad just a bit. It's 23-18. Backs up against the wall for the Lady Buffaloes. Jersey Frederick on to serve. Looking to put Stanley County away. Frederick's right-handed serve. Beautifully played by Austin Norman on the dig, but it carries a bit too much pace back across the net and out of play. And now the Lady Buffaloes down to their final point here in set number 2. They lost set number 1, 25-20, trying to avoid the same here in set number 2. Serve sent across by Frederick, dug out by Hansen. Jerea Walker pushes it the Tigers' direction. Kill was dug out by Norman beautifully, but again, same thing as last time, just a bit too much juice behind it. And set number 2 comes to an end, 25-18 the score. And Mobridge-Pollock takes a 2-0 lead. They look to put it away in set number 3 when we return in 2.5 minutes on KGFX and streaming live on drgnews.com.
Established organizations in Fort Pierre? Perhaps you are more interested in protecting the future. Whatever your position, the Fort Pierre Volunteer Fire Department is for you. We are responsible for fire protection in Fort Pierre and Stanley County. Become part of this amazing team by stopping down at the fire hall and discussing enrollment. We are not just limited to adults, as we have a new cadet program for students ages 14 to 18. For more information, click on our banner ad on the homepage. From everyone at the fire hall, go Buffs!
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Has two things in mind: yield potential and disease potential. We're paying close attention to those corn on corn acres and soybean fields that have white mold or sunflower cropping history to protect them from disease. We also need to take advantage of this weather using a few products that we have to push those plants for a few extra bushels. If pushing yield or protecting your acres from disease is on your mind, please contact your local CHS agronomist for more information. We're always here to help at CHS River Plains.
And we don't get a halftime here in volleyball, so that served as our CHS River Plains halftime show. Hello, everybody. I'm Justin Cowart. They cut that break a bit short in between sets, and the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes got point number one, so they lead 1-0 here in a decisive set number 3. Stanley County's got to win it to keep this match going. Carly Brady on to serve, and Timber Hansen with a diving attempt at a dig along the back line will have it careen out towards that We Are SC banner. Back up behind where the basketball hoop rests. Out of play, tied up at 1 apiece. Welcoming you back into the broadcast booth. I'm Justin Cowart here on a beautiful Thursday evening. And the Lady Tigers with a ace from Ellie Chemnitz will take an early 2-1 lead. Mobridge-Pollock won set number 1, 25-20. They took set number 2, 25-18. Looking to make it a clean sweep. As we mentioned in our Bank West pregame show, it is not over until that final whistle blows for this Lady Buffalo squad. That a kill going off the top of the net, placed beautifully there by the Lady Tigers over the head of Brecken Hubner and out in front of Addie Deal. They get 3-1. Ellie Chemnitz played well tonight. She gets another ace. Nothing Addie Deal could have done about that. Caught her about a quarter of the way up the arms. And it just rolled right up the arms and back over the back line. So it's 4-1. Mobridge-Pollock. Rose Henderson had her team in the huddle quickly and out of the huddle quickly during that break. Sponsored by CHS River Plains. Brecken Hubner, her kill attempt goes wide of the line, and now it's 5-1. Mobridge-Pollock. Very similar to set number 1. Another ace by Ellie Chemnitz. Timber Hansen goes full send. Trying to stretch out and get to that one. Tell you what, even though Stanley County is trailing this set 6-1 and lost both the first and the second set, they are playing their hearts out, diving after everything, as is Mobridge-Pollock. Chemnitz looking for another ace. Hansen drawn back, fields it, and sends it forward for Hubner, who swings it across. Ola was trying to set up her teammate Blake Thompson, but sent that pass a little bit too far. And they stave off the push to the Lady Buffaloes. Addie Deal will check back in. Emerson Forrest will hit the bench. Met with a full string of high fives from her teammates. Austin Norman's serve, a good one. Dug out by Conald. Kill attempt too long there for Jada Thompson. And just like that, the Lady Buffaloes have cut this deficit to 3. Norman with a long serve. Back to Conald. Conald passes up to Chemnitz and pushed across, but out of play by Schmeichel. And now it's a 2-point deficit for the Lady Buffs. I keep mentioning, don't count this Lady Buffaloes team out. And I'm referring to that Gettysburg match. I'll take it back through that one in our next set down. Beautiful touch there from Kennedy Schmeichel. Always impresses me, the peripheral vision of some of these great volleyball players down on the floor, being able to kind of feel out where everybody is on the opponent's side and drop it into no man's land. 7-4 lead Lady Tigers. Huebner going for the kill on this point. That one is going to catch the back line, and it's good for Brecken Huebner. That Gettysburg match, the Lady Buffaloes lost sets 1 and 2. First set, they lost 25-12. Lost set 2, 25-23. It's both two devastating ways to lose a set, but man, they rallied back, won sets 3 and 4, would lose in set 5. As that kill is off the thigh of Brecken Huebner. Delivered there by Jada Thompson. So it's 8-5 Lady Tigers. But I bring up all of that just to say, Lady Buffs can lose both sets 1 and 2, but still show you some fight, much like they are here. Trailed 5-1 in this set. Excuse me, 6-1 actually. Timber Hansen not pleased with her first touch there. Sent Danny Kiyukin back in her direction. Kiyukin had to dive to get to that pass, and it went even further backwards. But Timber Hansen, being the good teammate she is, knows she needed to set up her teammate a little bit better. Gets a better chance and a better outcome on this serve. Addie Deal with the kill. Down to 2 knees goes Brooke Merkel, and the kill is true for Jerea Walker. 6-9, the deficit here for the Lady Buffaloes. And I will say, after calling Stanley County Lady Buffalo volleyball last year, this is an improved program from a year ago. Better communication. That serve off the right hand of Kiyukin goes a bit errant. Had good rotation on it, but a bit of a mistouch there for Danity. So now it's 10-6, Lady Tigers leading. Hiding under the atrium, and now coming to light is Kennedy Schmeichel. Addie Deal with the kill, and a collision there between Tegan Conald and Blake Thompson. Everybody's up and all right. Good to see there, but a point for the Lady Buffaloes thanks to Addie Deal's kill. And Deal will get the benefit of the serve here. Deal's first serve, a beauty and an ace. Catches Jersey Frederick, handcuffing her a little bit, cutting the deficit to 2. And now we're at the point of the match. Some free popcorn being handed out. Another nice serve by Addie Deal. Swung across by Pacey Conald. Kill is saved there from Jersey Frederick by Timber Hansen, but it's back into the net for the Lady Buffaloes. Really nice return there from Timber Hansen. Tell you what, they got rid of that popcorn in an instant. Looked up, saw him handing out a full tray of popcorn. The point happened, and I looked in. There it goes. 11-8, Lady Tigers out in front. Austin Norman trying to get things back on the right track, but a kill saved by Tegan Conald. Swung across by the Lady Tigers. Carly Brady setting up Walker, blocked at the net, and a net violation against Jerea Walker will earn the point for the Lady Tigers. 12-8 is the lead. Jersey Frederick approaches and serves and earns the ace. Brianna Sargent doing her best to get to it. Loud thump as she hit the floor. Second serve coming here for Frederick. Hanson, the first one to get to it along that back line. Brady setting up Norman, and it's just, did they say it clipped the back line? They say it did indeed. That was really close, but a good call by the lines judge back. Still a 4-point deficit for the Lady Buffaloes, trailing 9-13. Timber Hanson on the service. Setting up Pacey Conal, diving dig, but out of play for the Lady Buffs. Emerson Forrest, with a double knee slide getting to that one. Kind of had the similar issue that Austin Norman has had tonight. Really good digs, but just too much pace on him. That kill goes into the net for Jada Thompson, and the Buffaloes earn the point there. Austin Norman has done a really nice job getting to some of these kill attempts and getting down, going to the floor, really stretching out, really putting her body on the line to get to him. But just not able to get the right pace on it a couple times. Diving save by Timber Hanson. She went full parallel to the hardwood and was about 3 feet off the ground as she dove across. I don't care how small and short you are, that hurts going down. So give Timber Hanson a lot of credit. She's still going down to the floor, digging out this serve from the Lady Tigers, pushed across by Huebner. Huebner climbs the ladder, left-handed saves, somehow gotten to by Ellie Chemnitz. And that might be the play of the match right there. Ellie Chemnitz, what a save. Left-handed off of her backside, somehow gets it across, and she returns in kind with an ace for the Lady Tigers. Ellie Chemnitz having herself a match. Starting to get fitted for a player of the game t-shirt. This serve is saved by Forrest. They tried to push it across, but a pass just leading a little bit too far, and TJ Dragostet wants to take an Agtegra timeout. We'll take it with her. Remind you that acres ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. We'll be back in 30 seconds. It's 18-10. Lady Tigers lead.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
When life gets hard.
We welcome you back to Parkview. It's a set lead here in the match for the Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers. They lead set 3 here, 18-10. They can smell their 10th victory on the season. And stick around, folks, for the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. We've got a T-shirt for our Bauman Lumber Player of the Game to hand out. Take a look at the upcoming schedules for both of these teams as well. We've got plenty of Stanley County Lady Buffalo volleyball coming on the horizon for you. Ellie Chemnitz has been a hot hand here for the Lady Tigers in set number 3. She's helped stretch this lead out to 8. Chemnitz setting up Thompson. Thompson with a kill. You know, you got to give credit there to Timber Hanson. She is just diving left and right, trying to make these saves wherever she can. And we've said it before in this broadcast, but there's no shortage of effort. And even in what looks to be a possible potential loss here, as Chemnitz puts the serve into the net, making it 19-11, Stanley County trailing. The Lady Buffaloes aren't able to come back here in the next 6 or so points. There's a lot to build on if you're TJ Dragostet. You're seeing improvement, seeing a lot of fight, a lot of effort. Everybody's bought in. And that is half the battle. Serve swung back across the Stanley County direction. Huebner getting set up for the kill, but she sent it just a bit too long. Now the Lady Tigers are 5 points away. Blake Thompson, the senior, on to serve. 22-11. Mobridge-Pollock out in front, looking to put away the Lady Buffaloes on their home court. Thompson's right-handed serve sends Timber Hansen down diving. Deflected across by Hubner. Kill swirling in. What a kill it was for Blake Thompson and Bentley Bauer, who teamed up for that one. Just perfect placement into the left side corner, 21-11. And the Lady Buffaloes looking for a surge like they had in the first set to come back and force a set number 4. Hubner with Bill, dug out beautifully by Thompson. Conal setting up Bauer. Diving dig by Timber Hansen and Carly Brady. Pushed across by Norman. Brady backpedaling on the return and couldn't get the power on it that she needed. 22-11 Lady Tigers. Blake Thompson still serving. And another nice save by Henson along the back line. Played forward there by Norman. Swung across by Hubner. Right-handed push across. Diving save by Kiyukin. Diving save by Hubner, but nobody there to pick up the third touch. And now the Lady Tigers are 2 points away. 23-11 on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. High floating serve, pushed across by Blake Thompson. Second touch coming forward to the net for Hubner. She swings in Comel's direction. Schmeichel with the push. Brady with the dig. Third touch coming for Deal, and it's over the net. But out of play. And now the Lady Tigers are on the precipice of their 10th win, 1 point away, 24-11. Clapping chants starting from the Mobridge-Pollock bench. Serve clips the net. Diving, stretching save by Hansen. Pushed across by Hubner. Point continues. Conal setting up Bauer. Bauer gets it to clip the top of the net. Hansen has to go past the back line. Swing it across over her head. Pushed across by Addie Deal. Bentley Bauer, another kill attempt. Hansen got handcuffed, and that'll be the match. 25-11, the Lady Buffaloes fall in set number 3 in the Mobridge-Pollock. Lady Tigers are victorious here on this Thursday night. Stick around for the Family Dental Appear in Gettysburg post-game show. We'll recap all 3 sets for you, look ahead at both schedules, and hand out our Player of the Game t-shirt. It's a 3 straight set win match for the Lady Tigers. We'll be back after this short break on KGFX and DRGnews.com with the Family Dental Appear in Gettysburg post-game show.
Thoughts get too much to bear. Finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start-stop technology, you'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
Generational success means different things to different people. But to us, it means seeing my daughter follow in my footsteps, keeping the farm in the family, just getting to do this every day. We're Agtegra Cooperative, and we're generationally successful. That's who we are. Agtegra Cooperative.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
The
Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierce, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
GFX, you can download the DRG News app to make your listening experience much more streamlined and much more enjoyable. We got 5 games going on tomorrow night in our high school football coverage. So download the DRG News app, bounce around from game to game, including our Stanley County Buffalo coverage as they hit the road and head to Kimball to take on the Wildcats. I'll have coverage tomorrow night starting at 6:40 Central. Kickoff will be at 7 p.m. And on your way home from the game, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to text or drive. There is no and. You've got someplace to be. As we look ahead at the schedules for both of these squads, Mobridge-Pollock, they will hit the road and hit Winter on the 4th. That'll be 2 days from now. They'll take on Winter, a 16-4 squad at 2 p.m. They'll stay on the road on the 6th. That'll be a 6:15 matchup at Groton area, who sits at 9-3. And then they will play in the Northwestern Tournament. Stanley County, they will head to Lyman on the 6th. That'll be a 7:30 match. I believe we'll have that coverage for you with Darren Boyle on KPLO. Make sure you stay tuned to drgnews.com. Lyman, a good squad, sitting at 12-5. They will stay on the road against Cologne on October 9th against an 0-16 Cologne. Feel like Stanley County should be able to pull out the win there. Go on the road to Todd County on October 11th. Todd County sitting at an even 10-10. On the 14th, they will come back home and take on Sully Buttes. That'll be a 7:45 match start. And they'll head back on the road to take on Dupree. Then they'll close out the season with 3 home games at home against Kadoka area, Highmore Herald, and Jones County. We'll have coverage of those on KGFX for sure for you. It's going to be a fun close to the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes season. All right, let's hand out our Player of the Game t-shirt. Before we do that, let's hear a word from our great friends who sponsor our Player of the Game at Bauman Lumber.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
And we could hand this t-shirt out to a couple different players tonight, including Timber Hansen, who really just put her body on the line, flew all over the place, and is going to have some bumps and bruises. Brecken Huebner played a nice game, as did Joe Walker and Addie Deal. They all played well, but kind of the turning point in this match in set number 3 came from Ellie Chemnitz when she made an unbelievable save off her backside with her follow that incredible points up. So she is tonight's Bauman Lumber Player of the Game. But certainly there are some t-shirts to be handed out to this Lady Buffalo squad as the season rolls. White Lake, a big thanks to all of our great sponsors at Avera Health, First Dakota National Bank, Access Health, the Stanley County Booster Club, Xander Auto Parts, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Bauman Lumber, Ferding Electric, and Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. One final time on our Wegner Auto scoreboard, it was the Mobridge-Pollock Lady Tigers taking it in 3 straight sets over the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes. Set number 1 at 25-20. Set number 2, 25-18, and set number 3, 25-11. Have a great night. Get home safe. We'll see you tomorrow night for some Stanley County Buffalo football right here on KGFX and streaming live on drgnews.com.